Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Rio Survival. So I've been going through a lot of my Ear Pro equipment over the years, and I thought it would make a very interesting video to explain to you how Ear Pro works, especially the electronic versions, and to give you a little bit more idea of what you may or may not need depending on what your needs are. Now, my needs are primarily, I work in a machine shop most of the time. And I also do a lot of shooting. So on the range and in the machine shop, I have to protect my hearing. This is going to give you a little bit more of a basic overview, but we'll also touch some of the tactical applications, which I think most people will probably tune in for. I am not a doctor, so please go check out your hearing if you have hearing problems. I'm just going to give you the basic rating on my research, on my opinions, on what I think the proper equipment you should use. I will say that absolutely at any time we'll give you 100% silence. It's not meant for that. What it's meant to is to reduce the harmful levels of noise in your environment, to reduce that amount of noise so you don't get permanent hearing damage. Now, if you're somebody that works on the range, you're a special operator, you're going to have, or in the military, you're going to have hearing damage regardless, no matter what type of Ear Pro you get. So unfortunately, that's just the nature of the job. Also, if you're a machinist and you're a carpenter or somebody who works in construction, you're also probably going to lose some hearing. So what I'm trying to do is give you a little bit more information. So go get a cup of coffee, stick around, and we'll get into this. All right, guys. So anything over 85 decibels will hurt your hearing. It will damage your hearing indefinitely. There are hearing aids and other apparatuses that you can get from your doctor that will help to try to amplify your hearing. But once it's damaged, it's pretty much damaged. You're not going to get it back. Just for an example, I shot a bear with a 44 Magnum without any hearing protection. And on my left side, I have significant loss of hearing just from one encounter. Yes, it was about 4 rounds of 44 Magnum, and it was outside. However, that hearing is not coming back. All right, so I just something I have to live with. All right, so when you do go hunting, you should bring hearing protection with you, especially if you're in bear country. All right, guys, so let me give you an example. Anything over 85 will permanently damage your hearing. All right, so let's say we have a table saw. A table saw for most people, or an electric saw, is about 104 decibels levels. All right, decibel levels. All right. If I got a set of earplugs, now these earplugs are 32s, they're called earbuddies. All right, they're just foamy orange ones, and you can get the ones that you could put inside your ear canal. Some are wax, some are foamies. All right, you decide. There's a whole bunch of ones, especially in the military. We use the rubber ones. All right, those are okay. Again, nothing's 100%. But if you look on the box, it actually says NRR, and that stands for Noise Reduction Rating. All right, that noise reduction rating means if I have a table saw that the decibel level when I turn it on and cut wood is 104 decibels, I'm going to subtract 32 of those decibels, which would give me a rating of 72 decibels, which now makes it safe for me to use that with this hearing protection. All right. Now, not all hearing protection is the same. This is 32 decibels. All right. If I wanted to wear a set of Walker razors, they are only 23 decibels. Okay. The object here is to try to get as much hearing protection as possible. However, again, like I said, there's no such thing that's 100%. All right, there's just not. So I'm going to throw a chart up just to give you an idea specifically designed for firearms. I'll throw this chart up while I talk through it. This way you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. All right, so anything from a centerfire cartridge, pretty much a 9mm, 380, 45, 40 cal, you're probably going to hit around 160 decibel level. All right, 160. If you have a heavy bore revolver, such as a 44 Magnum, 454 Casull, 500 Smith & Wesson, you're looking at 166 decibel per round. Okay, shotgun 12 gauge, about 161. Rifles 45-70, 30-06, 5.56. Anything that's going to come out of a rifle, you're looking at 160 decibels to 166 decibels. All right, that's pretty loud. That will damage your hearing with repeated use without using any ear protection. That is definitely over the 85. All right, so let's look at some of the products that we have. The ones that I started using and started recommending to a lot of new shooters is this one right here. This is the Howard Light T3s. Now, this is not Electronic Ear Pro. This is a little bit of old school nostalgia. And these right here have a NRR, noise reduction level, of 30, okay? Pretty high. If you're going to go shooting, you want something that the NRR number is higher, which will reduce that number. So if I was going to shoot a 9mm, I was approximately 160, and then I said, okay, well, I'm going to use just this headset. Well, it's only 30. It's only rated. So 160 subtract 30 is still 130, is still too loud. However, there's not much you can do about it unless you double up. If I put some foamies in my ear that is 32, then put 30, all right, so that's 62, and subtract it, still kind of loud, but better, okay? Doubling up on Ear Pro is recommended, especially if you're going to shoot indoors, okay? Take a set of foamies, put them in your ear, then get the highest rated headset that you can find and put it on, all right, especially if you're indoors. Repeated use of this, all right, 100 decibel level or is a lot better than 160 decibel level. Still going to be pretty loud, but for the long term, it's better for you and your hearing. All right, so let's look at what we got. So we got some walkers. These are only 23. Pretty good set. These are very, very popular. There are some inserts that you can get for your ears. I think gel cups. All right, and I'll put all the links down below, guys. These are gel cups that you can get. The softer gel cups will tend to form around your ear a little bit better. They are an added expense. They don't come with it, but there are some upgrades, and I will go over the upgrades as I go through all these headsets. Another set, again, is the Sports, Impact Sports. Now, these Impact Sports have been around forever. And where's my first set of Impact Sports? You can see these Impact Sports, I had to actually tape the wire because they're falling apart. Also, the nasty part of the headband is falling apart. And I do have a mic on there. So I'll talk a little bit about that as well. I also have some really nice Peltors. The Impact Sports are only at 22 NNR. All right, that's not a lot. All right, that's pretty low. I also have some Peltors. Peltors, these are the 300 Sports. These NNRs are rated at 24. Again, not a lot. These super expensive 500 Tactical. All right, NNR rating of 26. All right, still not very high, okay? And of course, you also have your tactical helmet gear with, you can get really, really nice headsets. Again, I don't have the very expensive ones. Peltor makes them. A couple of other military grade headsets that do have better NNR, but it's also about communication. You could also get the cheap ones. This is TradeSmart, all right? TradeSmart also has a set. This is my wife's set. You can get them relatively cheap. But what's good about this is an NNR of 28. And what's nice about this is they also added a set of foamies in it. So these guys are probably shooters, so they know what they're talking about. So you put these in your ears, you put these over your ears, and then your NNR gets a little bit better. So a lot of people might think, well, why would I buy a pair of walkers or Impact Sports with that low NNR? The answer is communications, all right? So for the SHTF, if you're a TAC guy or you're some type of high-speed operator or SWAT guy, you still need to hear. You still need to communicate. Now, there are options, especially with the Impact Sports, all right? This little piece right here is an add-on, all right? You can buy it separately on Amazon. I will put the link down below. These are made in China. But what's cool about this is now, if I wanted to hook up my Baofeng, I could hook up my Baofeng with a push-to-talk, all right? So while I'm shooting, moving, and communicating, if I need to wear this separately, I could snap it together, all right? Snap it together. I have my mic. I have my push-to-talk. And I can connect it to my Baofeng radio. The NNR rating, as far as this is concerned, is not the best, but now you can talk to other troops, you can talk to other people. If there's an emergency, you throw these onto your head and you're good to go. You can listen to the weather, communicate with your family members. Maybe you have an LPOP out in the forest and you need to communicate. Well, instead of talking on this really loud, there's a push to talk button right here, and now you're talking through your headset. So as a tactical version of this headset, again with the added piece, it's fantastic. Now, I'll put all the links down below if you guys are interested in this setup, but it sort of works along the same lines as the helmet. Again, the helmet, a little bit more protection. It does have the wires for the push to talk. It does have some hearing protection, not great, but it also has a mic. You can also put night vision on it. So that's why all these things are there, all right? Now, if you're more on the civilian side, and you go to the range all the time, what I prefer is the Peltor 300s or the Peltor 500s, even better. These are Bluetooth enabled. I got my old set right here. These are Peltor 500s tactical. You can actually see the Bluetooth symbol. So if you are on the range and you need to talk to somebody, you can use your cell phone. You can use your cell phone and connect to this headset. Talk like you would talk normally. There's a microphone in these, and what that allows you to do is while you are talking, while you are shooting, or while you are moving, you can talk to somebody like a regular phone call like we're talking right now. So that's pretty good. Again, communication is key. All right, so if you are someone that works in a tactical space or you work on the range, this kind of works out pretty good. They also have apps that you can put on your phone that you can have a community conversation through Bluetooth technology. No more wires that need to be attached. All right. I mean, ideally, Bluetooth is not secure. We understand that. You can pick it off out of the air. Hackers can get into it. So probably not much for a tactical application. But if you're talking to your buddies, you're talking to another range instructor, that app is fantastic. All right. So why do people buy electronic hearing? All right, electronic hearing allows you to listen to the conversation that we are having. However, when there's a loud noise that is over the decibel rated on these headsets, it will snuff that noise out. Okay, so as you're talking, you can hear the minute birds singing, you can talk to each other, everything's good to go, and then as soon as you hear that round go off or there's loud noise, the headset shuts down and it is quiet, all right? And that's what protects your hearing. That's why Electric Ear Pro is so popular. So if you're asking yourself, why should I spend the extra money on Electronic Ear Pro when I can just get better rating on these? That's the answer. It's for communication purposes. You cannot work in a firearms environment and not hear what's going on around you. A lot of times, even when I was in the military, we had the old rubber ones. We didn't even have the foamy ones. You can put them in and they were good, but they would fall out a lot of times. They would get wet. You also have to worry about infection by sticking dirty things in your ears, all right? That's a failing of the military. And we also saw those 3M ads where the electronic earbuds that people were using in the military, they just didn't work at all. And a lot of guys were getting deaf. That's why these are so popular, because you can talk to somebody on the range if you're shooting, if you're teaching, or just if you're in the woods. You can actually hear the animals come up behind you or around you, and this is on, and the microphones are pretty good. All right, you can hear a lot, and then as soon as you take that shot with that 30-06, you're not going deaf. That's why these are so popular. Now, which ones would I recommend? I'm not going to recommend anything. I will put the links down below to all of these. All of these have some kind of issue with them. So this is my Peltor 500s. I've had them for at least 5 years, and you can see the sides already broke off. These are $150. They're very expensive. But as you can see, they don't fit on my ears anymore because the sides broke. All right, now I contacted Peltor, and because it was over 5 years old, they wouldn't replace them. So thank you very much, Peltor. I had to go out and buy new ones, all right? Another $150. But again, my hearing's more important than anything else. I do like the product. You can get softer cups if you look inside here. All right, that's the original cups. And then over here are the softer ones. The softer ones will allow you to conform better to your ear, and they're just not so brickish, I would say, around the ear cups. It makes it a little bit softer. So I do like Peltor. Peltor makes a lot of great stuff, including the Comtacs, which are like $700. The Comtacs are made specifically for military. They are not the civilian version of these, but they are fantastic. All right. The T3 Howard Lights, probably your cheapest option, 30 decibel levels. 30, all right? 30 NNR, probably the cheapest. The only problem with these is because they are the cup is so deep, when you put them on, if you're trying to shoot a rifle, they just stick out too much. So that's the problem with these. Handguns, no problem. Rifles, these are too wide, all right? But you need that, right? So the Impact Sports, again, by Howard Light. All right, Howard Light, these are very, very popular. Again, they do have inserts. So if you can see here, these are the inserts that I put in. They're a little plushy, a little bit softer, and these are the original ones that come with it. Now, slimline profile, outstanding. So if you need to put your head or get a nice cheek well, you can. Accessories, you can now add a mic to it if you wanted to. You could also, this port or this jack right here, you don't have to get this set up. It has a jack on the side of all of them, all right? Again, not a good NNR rating, not a good NNR rating. And also, as you can see, these happen to be about 12 years old. The inside band is rotting away, and I also had to tape up the wires because the wires are floating away. Now, you can also upgrade with these Peltor wraps, all right? These Peltor wraps, pretty good to go. You can get them anywhere. I got mine from SOE. Tactical Gear, Peltor wrap. You can get them on Amazon. You put your name on top so everybody knows that they're yours. So that will alleviate that. A little bit of duct tape or electrical tape, right? So not great. Also, the battery compartment. If you leave the batteries inside here, I think it's 2 AA's or triple A's. I think it's 2 AA's. If you leave them inside there and they're regular alkaline batteries, they will explode on you. So you constantly have to check them to make sure they're good and they're not exploded. If they are exploded, just take them out, clean up all the acid. The ones that you're going to get for your wife or girlfriend, whichever one, all right, the Tradesmart, they're pretty good. They're decent. They're not the most expensive. They do come in different colors. There's not a lot of upgrades to these. They are not Electronic Hearing Pro, but they do work, and I do like that it comes with a set of plugs, and it also comes with shooting glasses, so that's a nice little trade-off, all right? The Walkers probably have the largest line. These are the slim razors. They also have larger ones. They also have different functions, and you can put on an external mic, all right? This external mic setup is the same one that you saw on this set. It takes a little bit of maneuvering and fitting. These have not broken on me. The only thing I would suggest is if you can, they do sell a new set of earphones like this, all right? They do sell Gel Pro ears, which are really nice, a little bit more comfortable. But again, the Walkers are sufficient. Just to remind yourself that it's only a 23 rating, all right? So you will have to wear a little bit of inserts, all right? All of these are upgradable. These are very, very familiar, which is why I use them for this video. I will put all the links down below if you're interested in any of this equipment. All right, guys, I hope you appreciated that presentation. Whether you're going to the SHTF or going to the local range or you're just a carpenter, hearing is very important, all right? So check out the links that I have below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so anything that you buy from me, I will get like 2 cents on the dollar. Make sure that you check out Patreon. You'll watch videos like this before anybody else. Like, subscribe, add your comments down below. Really appreciate it, guys. And as always, be safe.